So today I'm going to rebuild the Padres after they've traded away Juan Soto. And for a team that full sent it on trying to win right now, it has completely failed. A lot of money's locked up in Bogarts, Machado, Darvish. And on top of that, this offseason, they've lost a lot of players. Not just Juan Soto through the trade, but they lost Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, Josh Hader, Blake Snell, Gary Sanchez, a couple other pieces as well. And with the West only getting stronger, with the Dodgers signing Ohtani, possibly trading for Tyler Glasnow, and possibly signing Yamamoto, the Diamondbacks have gone out and signed Eduardo Rodriguez. And the Giants are always a wild card to try to make a splash in the offseason. The Rockies, you don't have to worry about them. But the Padres could be the fourth best team in the division. So this team doesn't have a lot of money to spend because of a broadcast contract issue. They've already locked up a lot of money in other players. This team is in trouble. So I'm going to come in. Let's go win them a World Series. So before we really hop into this, Darvish retired, and I kind of see why. He decreased by 11 overall, which kind of sucks because I need him in the rotation. I don't have a lot of pitchers. I know they brought in Michael King and a couple young guys from the Soto trade, but realistically, we're still super thin on pitching. The Padres farm system isn't that great. He retired. It's great because the money comes off the books, so there's that, but at the same time, we're now down a pitcher. And then of course we've got all these free agents. I'm gonna let them walk, and then I'm gonna see if I can change up the team with whoever becomes available. So let me see what I can do in free agency. All right, so our draft was actually pretty good this year. We've got Edgar Guzman, who is the highest rated, but he also has the least potential of the group, the only one with C potential, but his per nines look pretty decent. We got Chacin, who also decent potential, decent overall, not bad. We've got Ken Conrad. I like this pickup. I don't think with his arm and his accuracy he can play shortstop, but he's got good fielding, good reactions, and decent hitting. This guy could be a second baseman for us. I think second base is an area, depending on Ha-Seong Kim, could be something we need. Shortstop, if we want to move Bogart's contract. Third base, man, what is this guy? Could we throw him out like left field as like a new prospect? I feel like that would be something that could work. We do need a left fielder. I might throw him out in left field. We've got Arturo, who 61 overall, looks okay. And then Zeke Voilo. Yeah, Zeke. Sweet name. Out of Ohio. Another pitcher, B potential. So not a bad draft, actually. So first season, I spent a little bit more than I wanted to. I wanted to keep it around the 200 mil budget. And really quickly, you can see we're at 221. And let's talk about the team. So right off the rip, I signed quite a few. I always go to the wrong one. It is roster history. So I signed a lot of like these type of players that I saw that these are basically players that like get drafted, but they aren't signed by their teams. And I know they weren't signed by their teams because when you're in free agency, none of their attributes have changed. Their potential hasn't changed. Their overall hasn't changed. Their attributes haven't changed. They're just like static. This is like what you'll see in the free agent screen, where it's just like you see their attributes. There's no pluses. There are no minuses. So this was drafted by somebody and they didn't sign him. So I picked up a lot of these guys, like 44 overalls, 50 overalls. Let me see if I can find another one. Like Dom Nunez was one. I believe like Chase Matos was another one, B potential, 45 overall, players like that. I picked them up to fill out the roster a little bit, add some more players into the farm system. And then pitching rotation wise, this is what we've got going on this year. So Musgrove, King were already part of the team. I went out and got Stroman on a 2-year club option, 13.5 mil. We've got Giolito for 12.5 mil with the club option for the second year. And then we got Frankie Montas for 14 mil, way more than I should be spending for Frankie Montas, but he actually had a decent year last year in the game, so we'll see how he does. Glenn Otto is going to be our long reliever, and then this is our bullpen. Jake Junis, Scott Alexander, and Brent Suter are all new additions. I don't think anybody got a 2-year deal. I think it was all 1-year deals. So there you go. That's the pitching staff currently. Like I said, I didn't want to go after any of the big names. I felt like we need to tone it back a little bit. Let's see what players I really like, and then we'll go from there. Again, this isn't like a 10-year rebuild or anything. I'm really trying to turn this team around without Juan Soto immediately, because baseline, you had Cronenworth, you had Tatis, Kim, Machado, Bogarts, Campusano, and it's not the greatest. There's like half a lineup there. Cronenworth had a rough season last year. He really wasn't that great. And you look at some of the other guys, Machado had a down year, Bogarts had a little bit of a down season. So we'll see what we can do with this squad. So this is going to be our bench. We got Higashioka, who came over with the Soto trade. We signed Pham to a 1-year deal, brought him back. We'll see how he does. If he can just hit versus lefties, if he comes off the bench, whatever. I paid $5 million for him. I just need him to be like a little impact bat for us. I know he's 36 years old. I'm not really expecting too much. Harrison Bader, I know is like a favorite for rebuilds that I signed, but I need an outfielder. So there's that. And I don't think Bellinger's a player that we could have gone out and got. So I went after a cheap guy in Harrison Bader. He's going to split time with Jose Azocar. So there's that. Solano, Cronenworth, that's our bench. And then as you can see, I brought in Soler. Soler on the Padres would be fun. Dude mashes, would fit in with like the whole clubhouse vibe, high energy stuff like that. We still got Bogarts, Campusano, Azocar. I signed Crone because I needed a first baseman, and there really weren't many. I don't even think Rhys Hoskins was in free agency. I think he was re-signed by the Phillies. So like it was like Crone, Garrett Cooper, and Carlos Santana. Those were like my options. Oh, Jesus Aguilar was another one. So yeah, I went with Crone. And then we got Ryan Maltapia, the most electric player in baseball. I did sign Jesus Aguilar, like I said, and then I also moved our shortstop to left field, and it actually made him lower overall. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It gives him more room to grow, which is good. So we'll see how he develops over time. Hopefully we can get those hitting stats close to 70. If they're close to 70, he's good to go and throw him in the major league lineup. So let's see how season 1 goes. We're ranked 7th. I don't believe that. All right, at the deadline, I'm going to pick up Alek Manoah from the Blue Jays. They're not using him at all. I need some pitching help. He might not feature this season. I might let him sit in AAA for the rest of the year and then bring it up next year. But I'm going to get rid of Reese, Joshua Mears, and Grant Little. As you can see, Mears and Little both have D potential. Reese, I think, has C potential. Yeah, C potential. So not a bad trade. Jesus Aguilar is going to get me Nate Pearson. Essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to bolster up our pitching a little bit. We're kind of lacking there. And then I'm just trying to find players that may not help us out this year, but maybe next year. We're still kind of in the playoff hunt too, so we'll see where we can kind of improve the team. And then the last trade I'm going to make is for Pete Alonso for CJ Crone and Anderson Espinoza. That shouldn't go through. I might actually give them Jake Cronenworth because I want this contract off the books. So that actually works better. All right, we finished as a wild card team, 88 and 74. I want to see how close it was because we were 5 games out of the division, which, you know what, was actually closer. We were a little bit farther out. We were closer to like 10 games out of the division and 7 games in the wild card, which if you look at the schedule, we had a really good September. August was okay, but September was pretty good. What was that? Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in the entire month. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I designated Marcus Stroman for assignment, and the Rockies picked him up, and then we beat the Rockies while Marcus Stroman was pitching. So there's that. And you're probably thinking, why would I do that? Not just trade him or something like that. I wanted to see if he was good enough to like hold on to at least for next season. He wasn't, and I decided to move on. So with that being said, we're gonna be facing the Cubs. Okay. So let me make sure the lineup's all good to go, and then we'll look at the awards and all that good stuff. Alrighty, league leaders. We didn't have any league leaders, but awards. Shohei won MVP. What a surprise. Aaron Judge won it on the other side with Soto right behind him. DeGrom and Spencer Strider are the Cy Young winners. Okay. Basically, very similar seasons for Cole and DeGrom. Like, very identical. That's kind of crazy. Batting title went to Travis Jankowski of the Red Sox, along with Shohei. Josh Hader, along with Liam Hendricks as the relievers of the year. And then rookie there goes to Freddie Fermin and Geronimo Vizqueras. Okay. 30-year-old. I don't, must have been one of those created rookies that pop up every time to time. Okay. I forgot to mention one player that I did sign, and I think he's in AAA. And I want to point out that I actually did pick him up for AAA. So his name is Juan Guerrero. You see, he's in AAA. I got him as a free agent. He's B potential with 68 overall, 18 years old. He's a closer. He looks really good. And I totally forgot to mention him because I was like, wow, we have a really high-rated closer, or a high-rated closer that I forgot to mention. So this way you guys don't think I just like popped some guy out of nowhere and made him really good. So looking at our team, let's take a look at our pitchers. And let me point out, Scott Alexander was pretty bad. So there's that. Scott Alexander was pretty bad. And then if we look at our actual starters now, Nate Pearson came up, gave us 11 innings, got roughed up a little bit, but I think as he progresses as a middle reliever, will be pretty solid. Manoah also got roughed up a little bit too, so we're gonna have him be at the extra long reliever for the postseason. Suter was fantastic. We got 1 year. He was our setup guy, helped us make the postseason. That's really what I was looking for. Angel de los Santos, I believe he was part of the trade with the Guardians. I forgot who they sent. Scott Barlow? Is that who they sent over to the Guardians? Either way, pretty solid there. We've got Robert Suarez, who was also very good. His contract's pretty long. Okay. We've got Steven Wilson, who was also fantastic. Sub 1 whip. Jake Junis was good. Glenn Otto, long reliever, 107 innings. Honestly, not bad. It's just that whip's a little high. Whip's a little high for my liking. Frankie Montas was actually not bad. It's just he's not really progressing too much. For 14 mil, I'd consider it. Like, it's just hits went up. Home runs are about the same. The walks went up too. It's like, am I gonna get the same production? I don't really know. And for 14 mil, I feel like I can get a little bit better. Giolito struggled a little bit, but he did progress quite a bit. A lot of 5s, some 2s, some 3s in there. So I feel like taking the contract option for 12.5 mil really isn't that bad. Musgrove struggled for sure. I don't know if we're really going to see him develop too much more, which is a huge issue because I was planning on him being a key piece in our rotation. We got Michael King, who was unbelievable and our best pitcher. If we look at our position players, the guys that were sent down this year were Donovan Solano. He was just bad. So there really isn't much to worry about there. Ethan Salas is up to a 66 overall. Got to tone down his age by 1. I believe he would be 18 in real life at this point, but a couple stats are starting to develop pretty quickly, or attributes, I should say. And then, of course, Dylan Head looks to be the main guy in center field, and his rating's really high because of his fielding, but even his hitting stats look fantastic. +8 for contact on both sides. I think this guy could be a sneaky pick for our center field spot that really needs a bat. So Corey Howell got called up. You know what? I don't really know what to expect from him. Higashioka was our backup catcher. I might try to bring him back. Like, why not? You know, Tommy Pham. Like I said, I need him to come in off the bench, just supply some big hits, and he did that perfect. Harrison Bader was okay. If you look at the OPS, like, the power numbers were there. It was just the rest that wasn't. Crone was pretty atrocious, which is super disappointing. Azokar also not very good. Like, that's what I'm saying. Center field is a big question mark. And that's why I'm thinking we turn to the young guy, Dylan Head, right off the rip at 20 years old. Might be the move, or 19 years old. However old is he? He is. Raimel Tapia, left fielder, was fantastic. He is the most electric player in baseball for a reason. He was really solid in 418 at bats. Love to see it, or 15 at bats. Campusano was very good. This is our catcher moving forward. Bogarts was solid. Nothing too crazy, but he was solid. Machado was also very good with 40 home runs. Okay, I like that. Tatis also had a good year, 12 triples, 19 home runs. And then Ha-Seong Kim looks like he's decreasing a little bit, which is not good. So I'm hoping he can bounce back. And then Soler, almost 40 home runs. I paid a 2-year deal for him, $6 million. I think that's a bargain. I think this is our DH next season too. And then, of course, Pete Alonso. I've extended his contract. He didn't want a lot of money, and that's why I extended his contract right off the rip. I got a 5-year deal averaging about 10.2 mil a season. Perfect. For 34 home runs, I will take that all day. First base, locked up, no problem. And that still gives us plenty of money to play with. Essentially, I got rid of Stroman. I paid Pete Alonso and saved a little bit more money. So with the postseason coming up, lineups should be fine. The no DH lineup has a little bit of an issue, but taking on the Cubs, let's see how we do here. We advance, no problem. Taking on the Dodgers is going to be the tough one. So I think we just move everybody up 1 spot. We'll let Giolito start game 1 against Ohtani. We win. Oh, they got Blake Snell. Okay. We win again. And then Joe Musgrove. That's a tough loss. 13-0. Ugh. We lose that one too. Uh-oh. We're really going to choke this, huh? We're really going to choke this. Can he do it? Lucas Giolito. Yeah, we choked it. We got reverse swept. Braves defeat the Rays, and off-season time. Let's do it. We got some players now. I feel pretty good about this. I feel like we've got a good squad. Like I said, Giolito, let's take that option. 12.5 mil. Honestly, that's a good deal. Bader can go. Higashioka shouldn't want too much. 6 mil. You know what? I'll give him 7. Make sure he signs the deal. I'm going to decline the Montas option. Crone, Bam, Tapia. How much does Tapia want for a season? 4 mil? I'll make it 4.5, and he should sign. Junis normally lets me down the second season every single time, so I will not be offering him another contract. He always does. I always think he gave me one good season. He's definitely going to give me a second season, and it's going to be just as good. And he always lets me down. All right, let me get some coaches in. We'll talk about free agency. All right, big thing this offseason. I feel like offensively we're good. I could use a slight upgrade in left field. I'm going to give center field to Dylan Head right off the rip. We're going to see how he does. Maybe like a little bench bat that just in case one of these players doesn't do well, we can bring in. But I think left field is an area that we could definitely upgrade for sure. In terms of prospects, Salas I don't think is going to feature soon. The hitting stats just aren't there yet. Jackson Merrill, potentially. I could potentially call him up. He can be our extra infielder. We do need one. And then also, where is he? Ken Conrad. 63 overall. The hitting stats look good, just not good enough. And then really outside of that, I don't really know if there's much else. Maybe Dylan Lesko. Potentially Dylan Lesko. In terms of players that we drafted, we have Bud Mahoney. We got Alfredo Jimenez. Ellis Thompson, Kevin Flynn. I guess I should show you their attributes. All right. Bud Mahoney. We've got Alfredo Jimenez. We've got Ellis Thompson, Kevin Flynn, Basil Jackson, and then Dane McDaniel. Jimenez might be good. Jimenez, he might be good. All right. So in terms of what we could upgrade, we've already talked about that. But pitching, I forgot to kind of point the pitching out. Definitely need at least one starter. At least one starter for sure. And then we need some bullpen help. Definitely. So 1 to 2 relievers, 1 to 2 starters. Let's go take a peek. What do we got here? Plenty of starters. We got Glass now. We got Burns, Woodruff, Bueller. Ooh, I might target Bueller just to take him away from the Dodgers. That's literally the only reason I want to do it. But like Bieber's there, Soroka's usually good, John Means, like there's a bunch of good pitchers. So I might just target players that like the other West teams might go after, which it just seems like Bueller, which I know we just had him in the Dodgers rebuild, but if I can take him away from the Dodgers when he's pitching like this, that's a big boost to our team, and it also hurts their team. And then the relievers, there's plenty. Obviously, there's Soto available, but I feel like we probably shouldn't go after Soto. And maybe like a Santander. He might not be bad. That actually might not be a bad move. We could also make a trade. Lourdes Gurriel wouldn't be a bad player if we can get him on a fairly cheap deal, which like 6-7 mils not bad. 6-7 mils not bad at all. And then we could also flip a couple prospects for a trade if we really need to. But man, Santander might not be a bad one. Throw him in left field, plus 12, plus 11. That might be the move right there. He might be the guy. So let's see what we can do. All right, we're currently ranked second. Am I over budget? Slightly, 1 mil. Yeah, it's a little bit more than I wanted to spend. But the issue was Tyler Glasnow, that's his name, went to the Mets. And where is he? Did he not go to the Mets? Where did he go? He went to the Dodgers. Why? I gave you the same contract and you wanted. Oh, that's annoying. So what happened was I gave him a 6-year deal and I matched what the Mets gave him. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try a 7-year deal. Let me try an 8-year deal. Let me give him more money. Let me see if I can get an advantage over the Mets. And it wasn't working. No matter what I offered him, I couldn't get over the Mets. And then he signed with the Dodgers? That's so stupid. That's annoying. All right, either way, this is the team. This is what we've got going on. Tapia's gonna come out for Santander, and then we'll kind of adjust this a little bit. Maybe go, oh man, Bogarts being that low seems criminal. So maybe something like that. But that's going to be the team. We don't have a lot of lefties. I'm realizing that now. But we do have Gurriel on the bench. We got Tapia. We got Merrill. We got E-Guy, Rosario, whose head looks massive on his player model, by the way. And then Higashioka. So this is the team. It looks crazy good. We brought in Santander for $6.3 million. Stupid deal. Crazy good deal. And then we got Gurriel, I think, for 7 mil. Yeah, 7 mil. And then obviously Jackson Merrill is in the farm system, and we're looking good. This is the team. I think it looks really solid. I think this is a pretty solid team. And then looking at the pitching rotation, Buehler came in for 18.8 mil, which I actually think is a great contract for us. And then Bieber was my fallback after we couldn't get Tyler Glasnow. I looked at some of the other pitchers that were available. I just like Shane Bieber out of the options. He's had some really good seasons the last 2 years, and for 18.5 mil, I thought that was pretty good. So this is going to be our rotation. We've got Manoah as our extra guy, and then our bullpen consists of 2 new additions in Tanner Scott for 8 mil. Again, coming off of a pretty good season as a closer. We'll see how he does as the setup guy. And then Sean Armstrong, again, super cheap deal, 7.3 mil over the next 3 years. He is a little bit older, but he was actually the setup guy and really good. So we'll actually flip those two, and we'll go like that. Yeah, that's the team. Bullpen does look a little thin, and we don't really have anybody that could come up, but I don't think we're going to need anybody. I think our team's set. We're second in rank, 4th contact, 4th power, 2nd pitching, 5th defense. Lack a little bit of speed, but it's not going to matter when all of our runs are home runs anyways. So there's that. We'll see how we do. Actually, I lied, because I know the West got way more competitive. Soto signed with the Giants, so there's that. And then Brandon Woodruff signed with the Giants, so the Giants got better. Obviously, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They brought Joey Gallo back, but they brought in Cody Bellinger too. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Yikes. So we won the division 103 and 59, taking on the winner of the wild card, which Dodgers or the Braves. What? The Dodgers or the Braves? Why? Why is that a thing? What? Walker Buehler had a pretty good season, and offensively, Pete Alonso led the league in home runs, which is awesome to see. And awards, Gold Glove, that was it. Soto won MVP, beating out Pete Alonso. On the other side, it was Aaron Judge. Okay, all right. Scooble won it, the Cy Young Award, and Dustin May won the Cy Young Award on the NL side. Of course, Tyler Glasnow's there. Looking at the other awards, what else we got going on? Not a lot of Padres popping up. Oh, Dylan Head was in the Rookie of the Year race. He really wasn't doing great, though. Antoine Cosmo, or Antone Cosmo, whichever you prefer. He was in Season 1's draft. He was 98 potential instead of 99, so he was also like 20. He'd be what, 20 when he got drafted? So he's a good player. 80 overall at 22 years old, pretty crazy. And then Jacob Wilson. So we'll see how our team looks. Let's go take a look now. Pitching wise, we have Manoah, who was sent down. He wasn't bad. I'll say that he wasn't terrible. 4.4 ERA, 1.5 whip. Like, the whip's a little high. That's definitely an issue, but better, right? He's up to an 81. He's getting there. And then if we look at our actual pitchers, Glenn Otto was good. You know, we'll leave him in for the postseason. Armstrong was fantastic in that setup role. Scott, you know, he wasn't bad. Like, got roughed up a couple times. That's really what it came down to. Pearson was better, which is good to see. Daniel De Los Santos was fantastic. Same thing with Robert Suarez, and then Steven Wilson. Our bullpen as a whole was fantastic. Joe Musgrove had a bounce back year with 209 innings pitched. Michael King was also very good. So we've got some good pitchers, and I'm happy with that. Giolito improved slightly, but he did improve. And then Bieber was solid too. So we've got a good rotation. I have full faith in the rotation, especially when Walker Buehler's our ace with a 2.5 ERA and a 1 whip. Position player wise, where is he? Oh, Conrad. I called him up for September. I just realized that, like, his hitting numbers just weren't good enough for the majors, but then he comes up, gets 1 game, and hits a home run. So, you know, there's that. Outside of that, Tapia struggled a little bit this season, wasn't as productive, but there's, you know, kind of expected, right? So if we take a look at who's in the major league squad, Azucar's come up for Tapia, and he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. We've got Merrill, who also wasn't terrible. Still a rookie next year. Pretty decent season. You know, small amount of at-bats, 100 ABs, not too bad. Higashioka as a backup catcher was way better this season. Rosario, not bad either, especially as that middle infield guy. Lourdes Gurriel, I'll take that. I'll take that for a bench guy. Comes in whenever a guy needs a day off or just we need a little pinch hit situation. Gave us a decent year. He struggled mightily, and that's I sent him down. I called up Azokar, I called up, like, moved Tapia in, switched up a couple things. He just struggled this season. It happens. Campusano once again, like, basically an identical season, which is kind of crazy. Like, strikeouts are very similar, walks, RBIs, home runs, doubles, hits, average, like literally everything, even like the ABs, almost everything is the exact same. Soler definitely cooled off. I might actually take him out of the lineup. Bogarts improved. I like to see that. More doubles. Give me more of that. Ha-Seong Kim also had a bounce back season. Give me more of that. Machado, less home runs, but I'm still pretty happy with the results. Tatis, also pretty happy with what he put up. The home run numbers aren't there though, which is a little disappointing. And then Santander hit 31 home runs, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. And then the home run leader, Pete Alonso, 52 home runs. Love to see it. All right, the Braves. This is huge. Winning both at home would be great. That's a good start. No, don't go to game 5. Giolito, please. All right, the Phillies. Let's do it. Alrighty, Bueller, start us off right. That's a good win. 10-2, 5-4, and we lose 5-4. We win 6-1. Can Giolito close it out? We're taking on the Rangers or the Twins. It is going to be the Rangers. Let's go check our opponent. What do they got? Any new changes? No, they've just brought up a couple guys like Langford, and they're pitching Rocker and Leiter in there. I feel like we got to beat this team. Like, their offense is crazy good, right? But I feel like their pitching is definitely something we could take advantage of. So yeah, let me check the lineup really quick. Let's see how everyone's doing. See if, okay, Pete Alonso, maybe we drop him a little bit. Campusano, Gurriel. Okay, let's go like that. Maybe like that. Man, Bogarts isn't even doing that great either. Azokar's not either. Let's go with that. And Soler in center is kind of a wild move that the CPU just completely flipped on me. But all right, let's try this. All right, can we do it? That's a good start. Man, that's tough. Okay, one more. We've done it 2 seasons, and we did it. Who's the MVP? Lourdes Gurriel Jr. There we go. And playoff MVP. Okay, what did he have? 1 at bat, and he got a hit. No home runs, no RBIs. Look at Santander in the postseason. 400 average. That's crazy. Was he like our main offense? Like, what do we got? 6 RBIs, 7, 22. Okay, 7. So he combined for more than what Tatis, Kim, and Machado did. Then you got 9 for Alonso, 9 for Campusano, 2 for Soler, 6 for Bogarts, and 0 for Dylan Head. Yeah, Gurriel, I mean, definitely just like went like what, 3 for 3 against this a lefty in the World Series and got MVP. Okay, that's crazy. Either way, we did it. We spent a little bit more money than we should have. We definitely spent a little bit more money than we should have. But I think we put together a really good team. Michael King's about to leave. He becomes a free agent. I think Giolito also becomes a free agent, so some money opens up. Honestly, I think a bunch of money opens up. Yeah, we go from 238 to 169. Open up a lot of money. We do still have like Bieber, Tatis, Bueller. I don't know why I said that so strong. Musgrove, Bogarts, Machado. Like, there is still a lot of money tied up in players. But I feel like we did a really good job, and we won without Soto. So if you enjoyed it, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, in the comment section, let me know what you want to see next. I'll catch you all in the next one. And if you're looking for more content, check out the video on screen now. It is the Ohtani Dodgers rebuild. I think you'll enjoy it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.